Welcome to today's tweak. I'm Tommy Larkin, and it's a simple wide-legged seated forward fold movement process to build more flexibility and pliability in our hamstrings, inner thighs, and back. Welcome back, and thank you as always for joining me today. Now, we're going to just go almost straight to the demo here, but I just want to talk really quickly about what it is we're doing. So this is a version of Upavistha Konasana that's more like we could call it a Kriya. And a Kriya has multiple definitions, but in this sense, it is a active movement to create action in the body. Okay? So we're going to basically be seated with our legs out, spread out apart from each other, right? And we're going to twist and fold over one leg and then go across the body to the other leg, come back up to center, and then reverse that. But what I want you to know is if you cannot sit freely on the ground without support behind you with your hands and the legs wide, and we'll look at this when we sit down, I want you to have some support underneath your hips. It's not important that you're sitting firmly, fully on the ground. It's important that you can have the legs straight with the feet about 3 feet apart from each other across the foot line, right? And then you can work as deep as your forward fold allows. With time, I will guarantee you will get more forward fold and more extensibility in the spine and sideways and better strength in the inner thighs and better extension in the hamstrings and the calves by just practicing this tweak or this action today. All right, so let's go to the mat and see what that looks like. All right, so let's come to sitting on the mat, and you're going to have the feet spread out. I'm going to show you from the front, about 3-4 feet apart from each other at the front line. The idea is you want to be the distance that you can reach out and still grab your big toes in the full expression of Upavistha Konasana. But now I want you to understand first that if you need support, here's how you know you need it. Okay, so I'm going to show from the front first. If you sit down and you get your legs out here and you need your hands behind you to stay supported by bringing a hand here or a hand here, and you find yourself rolling back to the back side of your pelvis, you need support. That looks like this from the side. Okay, so if you get here and you find yourself, you're trying to push yourself up and you take a hand and you start to round, right? Or even you get maybe one hand and then you get the other, but it's like you can't stay seated upright, you keep rolling back, you need some support, right? So as I said in the intro portion here, I started on 3 or 4 blankets when I started many years ago because my hamstrings were so tight, right? And my back was so tight. So if you need some support, right, you want to have enough that you can have the shoulders in line over the hips and the legs still out. Now, one thing to be concerned with here, or just be aware of concern, is don't let the back of the knee dump out, right? So you have to really work your legs. It's a really good thing. When you have strong backs of the legs, and when I say strong here, you know what I'm saying. It's tight. When you have those tight hamstrings and calves, right, where you got that tight kind of lower back region that it's impacted by strong hamstrings, then you're not going to be able to force out the back of your knee anyway. But by having to stay lifted here, you have to work the legs to support themselves properly, which actually helps you lift, which will give you the ability to maybe have a little bit of that forward fold, right? Okay. So now, whether you need support or not is up to you and how you work with this. I don't need it today, so I'm going to put it off to the side. I'm going to get into our process here, and I'm going to show this from the front side because it's the best angle, I think, to show that. So from here, you're going to have your feet out in your Upavistha Konasana position, and then we're going to begin our flow. So it starts with an inhale by reaching the arms up overhead. And you're going to exhale, twist those left ribs towards the right thigh and fold forward. Now, it doesn't matter if you can reach the foot or not, right? But you want to keep that opposite sit bone grounded to the floor, okay? Then you're going to inhale, lift the chest, look up, And as you exhale, you're going to go as deep as you can and walk across to the opposite leg. Then inhale here, you lift the chest, look up, and you exhale, fold forward. Now that inhale, look up gives you the chance to get that sit bone to stay grounded. And I will say here, if it's a little bit light on the ground, that's okay. If you feel it coming up a little bit, that's an indication of where you have some strength that you're working through. And then inhale, back up to center, reaching the arms for the sky, and you square yourself up to the front of your mat. Exhale, twist back towards the left thigh, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, walk across to the right leg. Inhale, lift, look up. That helps expand the neck. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, all the way back up to center, coming up. Okay, let's go one full cycle all the way through. Exhale, twisting towards the right, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest, open the front of the throat. Exhale, walk across to the left leg. Inhale, open and lift the chest and the throat. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, all the way back up to center. Exhale, twisting back towards the left thigh, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest, open the front of the throat. Exhale, walk across to the opposite leg, the right leg. Inhale, lift and open up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, all the way back up to center. And then exhale, release the hands. Great. So I recommend 5 cycles of all the way through. That's over the right leg, across to the left, back up, back down, over the left, back over to the right, and back up. That's one full cycle. I recommend you work on 5 of those. If it's a little bit much, 3 is another great place to start. And then you can build up from there if you like, or add that as part of your regular practice. So there you go. I hope you'll gain great benefits from today's work. If you have any questions or thoughts about this tweak or any previous one, let me know. Put your question or thought in the comments of the specific tweak and I'll get back to you. Also, if you like today's tweak, I'd appreciate you hitting that like button below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Plus, check out our website and follow us on social media for other inspiration and great ways to enhance your vital energy. You'll find those links in the description below. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. And until next time, have an amazing week and be excellent to each other.